Looking for some quick and easy Valentine's Day dessert ideas? Well, I've got you covered because in this video, I'm sharing 3 incredibly delicious desserts that are perfect for Valentine's Day for 2. Welcome back, adventurers. Thank you so much for joining me for another fun food adventure. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Carly and welcome to my channel, Adventures in Yum. Here I share delightfully delicious food videos that I hope will inspire you to on your own food adventures. I share recipes for mostly sweet treats, some savory eats, food reviews, and yes, cocktails too. If that sounds awesome to you, please consider subscribing. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so I figured that now would be a great time to share some quick, easy, and super delicious desserts that are perfect to enjoy with that special someone. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my other Valentine's Day videos for even more great Valentine treats, dinner, and DIY gift ideas. The links are in the description below. What's your favorite kind of Valentine's Day desserts? Let me know in the comments below. First, we're making my Valentine's Day popcorn. We're starting by popping a bag of popcorn according to the box's instructions. Once the popcorn is done, carefully open the bag and pour the popcorn into an even layer on a baking sheet to cool. While the popcorn cools, add half a cup of white chocolate pieces to a microwave-safe bowl. Heat in the microwave for 30 to 45 seconds, stir it, and then heat for an additional 15 to 20 seconds at a time until all the white chocolate is completely melted. Add the melted white chocolate to a piping bag and generously drizzle it onto the popcorn. Keep a little of the melted white chocolate, about 2 or 3 tablespoons worth, in the piping bag and set it aside. Next, add a generous amount of Valentine colored sugar sprinkles. I decided to add a combination of red and purple sugar sprinkles. Then, we're adding little dollops of the melted white chocolate onto the popcorn and adding pieces of Valentine's Day candy to each dollop. Here I use Starburst red and pink heart-shaped jelly beans for some lovely color and a hint of fruity flavor. Finally, spray some edible glitter onto the popcorn. This is totally optional, it just gives the popcorn extra sparkle. After you let the white chocolate completely cool, about 5 minutes or so, break the popcorn into pieces and large clusters and you're ready to enjoy. This popcorn may look like it could be too sweet, but the salty popcorn actually gives a really nice balance to the sweet white chocolate and fruity flavored heart-shaped jelly beans. This Valentine's Day popcorn is the perfect thing to make when you want to get cozy on the couch to watch a movie with your fella or lady, or if you're just binging rom-com movies with your friends for Valentine's Day. Second, we're making my red velvet mug cakes. To a medium mixing bowl, we're adding half a cup of all-purpose flour, 6 tablespoons of granulated sugar, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of buttermilk powder, 1½ teaspoons of unsweetened dark cocoa powder, and an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Give that a quick whisk to thoroughly combine all the dry ingredients. To this same bowl, we're adding 6 tablespoons of milk, half a teaspoon of distilled white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and 1 teaspoon of red food gel color. Whisk everything together until it's just combined. We're taking 2 mugs, spraying them with non-stick cooking spray, and then dividing the batter between the 2 mugs as evenly as possible. Place the mugs in the microwave and heat for 60 seconds. Then, heat for an additional 20 to 30 seconds at a time until a cake tester inserted into the mug cakes come out clean. The total cooking time should be between 2 to 2½ minutes. When the cakes are done, let them slightly cool for about 2 to 3 minutes. You can either eat them while they're hot or wait for them to cool even more. To finish them, we're adding a dollop of whipped cream, but vanilla ice cream or cream cheese whipped cream are also great options. Then, we're sprinkling about 1 teaspoon of mini chocolate chips on top of each mug cake. This mug cake is so tasty. The cake is moist, has such a gorgeous red color, and tastes so good with the whipped cream and mini chocolate chips. This recipe is incredibly easy and is a super quick treat to enjoy with your love on a cozy night at home. Before I share the third dessert, which is one of my personal favorites, make sure to hit that like button and click subscribe. And third, we're making turtle bread pudding for 2. We're going to start by taking 1 to 2 slices of bread, depending on their size, and cutting it into small cubes. We're spreading the bread pieces onto a foil-lined baking sheet that has been sprayed with non-stick cooking spray. And then we're baking this at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 12 to 15 minutes. While the bread pieces bake, we're preparing the custard mixture. To a saucepan, add half a cup of heavy whipping cream, half a cup of whole milk, and 1.5 teaspoons of unsweetened dark cocoa powder. Give that a quick whisk and then place the pan on medium-high heat on the stove until it reaches a simmer. While the cream mixture comes to a simmer, to a small or medium-sized mixing bowl, add half a cup of granulated sugar and a very light pinch of salt. Give that a quick whisk and then add 2 large egg yolks. Whisk these ingredients together until the mixture slightly lightens in color, about 1 to 2 minutes. Once the cream mixture is brought to a simmer, remove from the heat. We're slowly pouring some of the cream mixture into the egg yolk and sugar mixture, making sure that we whisk constantly as the warm dairy is added. Pour some more of the cream mixture into the mixing bowl while continuing to constantly whisk. Now, we're going to pour the mixing bowl contents back into the saucepan, whisking constantly while doing so. We're placing the saucepan back on the stove, stirring frequently, and cooking over a medium-low heat until it thickens and coats the back of the spoon. Once the custard mixture is ready, add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix it into the custard. Next, pour this mixture over the dried bread pieces in a medium-sized mixing bowl. You don't have to strain the custard, but I always like to do this just in case whenever making a custard base. Mix the custard and bread pieces around to ensure that all the bread pieces get coated in the custard. We then set this aside to let the bread absorb the custard mixture for about 5 minutes. Now, on top of a small baking sheet lined with parchment paper, we're spraying 2 8-ounce ramekins with non-stick cooking spray. We first spoon some of the bread pudding mixture into the ramekins, filling them about halfway. Then, to each ramekin, add about 2 tablespoons of caramel. You can find a link to my recipe in the video description. Next, to each container, sprinkle between a half to 1 teaspoon of mini chocolate chips and then a half tablespoon of chopped pecans. We then add the rest of the custard base, and then to each ramekin sprinkle the remaining half tablespoon of chopped pecans, and then the remaining half to 1 teaspoon of mini chocolate chips. We're baking this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 40 minutes. Remove from the oven and place on a cooling rack. Allow the bread pudding to cool for at least 5 minutes. To finish it off, we're adding another tablespoon of caramel to each ramekin. This bread pudding can actually be enjoyed warm or cold. This dessert is just so lovely. The chocolate flavor from the rich custard and mini chocolate chips, combined with the light crunchy pieces of pecan and the luscious caramel, makes this such a wonderfully indulgent dessert that is perfect for celebrating date night, Valentine's Day, or even any other holiday. Enjoy. You can find all of these recipes on my website, adventuresinyum.net. The links are in the description below. If you're curious about some of the products I used in this video, make sure to also check out the video description for their Amazon links. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a very happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you next time for another fun food adventure.